Today we're going to be making a paper cutout effect in Procreate. So to start off, we're going to start with a canvas of 1080 by 1320. So hit the little plus right there, and then you can type in 1080 by 1320. Make sure I've got that on pixels, and I do. And then hit create. And there we go. Here's our canvas. Alright. And the first step we're going to do is, I've got a color palette prepared that I will put over on the Patreon, so you can go download it if you like. But it's a basic teal and orange color palette. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is the lightest teal color right here. And the brush we're going to use is the Chamel Mono Streamline, or you can just use the monoline brush that comes with Procreate. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to make some clouds here on the bottom. So just make some little rounded shapes. So just something like that. And then you're just going to fill it in. So there's our first little layer of cloud shapes. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to make a new layer. We're going to put that under our layer that we just made. So this is kind of going to be the same routine. We're going to go with a little bit darker color here. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to make some cloud shapes here. Just like that. And then we're going to fill it in. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to do it one more time. A new layer. So you want to make sure that you put everything on new layers. And then we're going to put that under. And then we're going to take our next color here, which is that one right there, and we're going to do the same thing. Just like that, and then we're going to fill it in. Alright, so we've got our 3 layers of clouds. So that's going to be our first step completed. Alright, the next thing we want to do is give it a background. So I'm going to start a new layer again, drag it under everything, and I'm not going to use the background color thing that comes with Procreate because I want to be able to manipulate it. And then I'm going to take this teal color here, and I'm just going to go to the classic here, and we're just going to make it darker. Maybe I should give that to you guys. I'll add that to the color palette here. Okay, we're just going to drag that and drop it in there, so that would be our background. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a hot air balloon. And we're going to make it in that layer that we just made right there. So I am going to use the eraser tool. And I'm going to change my eraser tool by clicking on it. And I want to change it to the monoline brush too. Alright, and then I'm going to make a kind of a balloon shape right here. So something maybe like that. I'm going to hold my pen down and make it, yeah, I think I want it a little bit fatter than that, so I'm going to undo that, and yeah, I like that better. Okay, so that is going to be our balloon shape, and I'm just going to close this off here. Okay, and what if we can select it? Let me see if we auto select that, what will happen. There we go. And then I'm going to just go to that layer and hit clear. Alright, and yeah, it left me a little line here. So one thing about Procreate, so just take your eraser and just kind of clean that up. There we go. And then the balloon here, you can maybe hold the pen down. Yeah. Alright, so that's good. That's good enough. What we're going to do next is I want the bottom of it to be kind of squared off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my selection tool here, and I'm going to go to the rectangle. I'm just going to draw out a little rectangle down here on the bottom. Alright, and I'm going to go to the layer and hit clear again. And it's going to clear up that little spot that we just made. And I'm going to take my eraser brush still, and I'm just kind of make this curve a little smoother. I think my brush is a little big. So just kind of want it to curve into the balloon there. Maybe like that. I'm going to curve that side in like that. Maybe a little more. Alright, that's good. Don't have to be perfect. Just make it kind of squared off there in the bottom. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to start a new layer under the balloon part that we just erased. And we're going to do some more clouds. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that first color of the cloud there that we used before and make sure we're on our monoline brush. We are. And we're just going to make some more clouds here on the bottom. And you need to make sure that you close this off. So I just kind of drew all the way around and went back to where I started. Then we're going to fill that in. Okay. And again, new layer. Drag it under that one. We're going to take our next cloud color here. And we're going to do, let me undo that. I'm going to come in. And make it come around and close that off. There we go. And then one more time. We're going to make a new layer. We're going to drag it under everything. We're going to pick our last cloud color right there. And one more time. And then bring it around and close that baby off. Add that in and there we go. That's what we wanted in the bottom of our balloon there. Okay, so now we need a background, very dark color to fill in the balloon right there. So I'm going to take this darkest color of the green we got right here and we're going to darken it up even more. So I'm just going to go to the classic here and then you can just dial down the white balance here and fill that in. Alright, okay, so the next step will be, let's make some more clouds. And you know what, I'm going to put those clouds on the same layer as this first cloud layer right here. So we're going to go up to the very top, will be that one right there. And on the mono stream, we're going to draw a cloud right here. Close it off, fill it in, and there we go. And I'm going to do one more up here. And fill it in. And that is it. Very good. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to start a new layer on top of our very black background that's inside the balloon here. And now we're going to go to our, maybe this lightest teal or lightest orange color right here. So the third one over. And we're going to make some stars. And we're just going to make some little stars. So let's do one here. And let's fill him in. Okay, I think he's good. What we can do now is instead of just doing them all over again, let's make him smaller. Yep. And then I'm going to duplicate him. And let's move him maybe over here and then we'll resize him a bit so we can get a variation. There we go. And duplicate him again. And let's put one maybe down here. Maybe make him a little bit bigger. Alright, that's good. Let's duplicate him again. And let's put one right over here and we'll make it really small. And one more time. And maybe put one right over here. Maybe we'll resize him, maybe rotate him a bit so they all don't look the same. Actually that's probably a good idea. I'm just going to rotate them. And the way I'm doing that is just by clicking on the layer, hitting the little arrow right there, and then into the little green circle here allows you to rotate them around. So now they don't all look the same. And I think that's good. I'm going to put all of these on the same layer, so I'm just going to take all those layers and pinch them together, and now all the stars are on one layer. And now we're going to draw a moon, so we want a moon, and I'm going to put the moon on the same layer that we're on now. So we're going to go to the monoline brush, and we're going to do like a half moon. Hold my pen down, make sure I get a good curve, and then same thing here. Make sure you close it off. Oh, you know it's open right here. I can see it's open. Alright, fill that in, and there's our moon. If you want to make it look better, then you can just add to it, whatever you like. But I don't want this tutorial to go on too long, so we're just going to go with that. You can tweak yours however you like it. And that's good enough right there. Alright, that's good. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to... what layer do I want to put this on? I want it over these two clouds, but under that cloud right there. So I think I'm going to put it right there. So under the first cloud, but on top of the other two clouds. Alright, and then we're going to pick a color. Let me see here. I have to add this too. I want a kind of a basket color, maybe a brown. That one right there might be good. And let me go to the palettes and I'll add that for you guys. Alright, and now we want to do just like a little rectangle. So we need to be on top of that. And actually, I don't even know how I did it now. So anyway, we're just going to make a kind of a basket shape here. Make sure you close it off. Add that in. And then you can fix any of these sides that don't look right. But I think that's good enough. We're going to get the idea of what it is. And then we're going to put some strings here to connect it to our balloon. We're going to do one here in the middle. Alright, just like that. Alrighty, we're looking good. Alright, and now for the magic. Alright, and this is the technique that you're going to do to make any kind of these paper cutout pictures that you like. Very, very simple. We're going to go to each layer and we're going to duplicate it. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Just keep doing that for each layer. Alright, there we are. We have all of our layers duplicated. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, and this is going to be the process that you're going to do for each layer. So we're going to do the bottom copy. We're going to click on Alpha Lock. Set your color to black. That's not black. That's black. Alright, so again, Alpha Lock. Set your color to just keep it on black. We're going to hit Fill Layer. We're going to take off the Alpha Lock. So Alpha Lock, Fill Layer, take off Alpha Lock. Go to the little squiggly thing here, and we're going to, actually not the squiggly thing, the magic wand. We're going to go into Gaussian Blur, and we're going to bring that up to about 8%. And that is it. So we're going to do that for each lower copy of every layer. So again, Alpha Lock, Fill Layer, Alpha Lock off, Magic Wand. Where is it? Gaussian Blur, 8%. Okay, I'll do one more. Alpha Lock, Fill Layer, turn off Alpha Lock, Gaussian Blur, 8%. Alright, and just do that for every single layer. Okay, and after you've got all of that done, we're going to select all of the black layers. So just click on one, then kind of just slide it to the right a little bit and it'll select it. You're going to select all of the black ones. There we go. And then we're going to hit the little arrow up here and we want to move it. Alright, so we're going to slide it. It doesn't matter which way you slide it. I'm going to go up and to the left a little bit. And this is what's going to give us that paper cutout effect. So don't do it too much. Just do just a little bit. And hit OK. And there we go. We got our paper cutout effect. Alright, and then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little motivational saying on it. One thing I don't like about when you're doing text is every time you like return, it starts a capital letter. So I gotta make sure I turn that off. Alright, and I'm gonna shrink that, and actually I want to change the font. I don't like that font. I'm not gonna change it to Impact, my favorite font. Here we go. And we're gonna make this really small and stretch it out. Actually, stretch. Come on. Stretch it out a little bit to get it where I want the words. Yeah, I think I like that. Alright, and now we're gonna make it small. And I'm gonna put it right over here. And there we are finished. So I hope this tutorial's helped you out. I think it's a really cool effect. I've done it a lot. I haven't done it in a long time, so I thought it would be cool to show everybody how this is done. You can just like let your imagination go wild and do any kind of picture like this. So thanks so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I will see you guys next time for another Procreate or Procreate Dreams tutorial. Take care.